Another message in English language. Today is the darkest day in a year, so the people say. They have calculated. Does it mean that they knew the laws of nature, so they just knew it? In this century, we only know what we're told. And we chose like that. So that is always like somebody else says, not like we say. We thought it will be better for us like that, and for our children too. Our children don't know how to wash the dishes. Our children don't know how to live without air conditioning. Our children don't know how to wipe their asses without money. Our children don't know where is the source of potable water. Our children don't know how to make fire. But they know how to get a college degree and be big smartasses. That's what they've learned from us. Only to imitate those who give force. But in their private lives, they know nothing. Our children don't know how to share. Our children don't know how to live together. This is what we gave them into legacy. Our children don't know what causes a headache, but they do know how to heal it. You go to your medicine box and take a medicine. Our children don't know who is God, but they do know how to ask Him for help and blame Him for something when things don't go as they planned. Our children know what is spoiledness and corruptedness because somebody taught them that way. We did. That life is like that. Our children would charge you for everything because it's never enough for them. That's what they learned from us. Our children join the organizations, not knowing what the purpose of that organization is. They just wanted a better job. Our children don't know how to appreciate anything what they have. Only breadcrumbs. And they ask for more. We taught them that. You will see, people, what will you get in 20 or 30 years. They will be vaccinated idiots, vaccinated with hate, who can never have enough of anything. You'll see in 20, 30 years. Then you will be surprised what kind of monsters they are. Our children learn everything by heart on colleges, or in colleges, as you say. And they hope for better lives because somebody had said that to them like that. Our children live from commercials and jumbo posters. while everything there is on a jumbo poster is carefully planned to use me as a human being for something. Well, I'm not your experiment, am I? But our children don't know that, and they don't want to know that. Our children don't know how to live without computers, and that's what we taught them. This is not the TV amusement like 50 years ago. This is the failure of mankind. You'll see that, people, in 30 years. I'll still be alive, and some of you won't. And the planet will be alive too. But some of you won't. Spread this message, people, until it becomes too late for you too to be alive. Our children are the abyss of the world, or a new dawn, if we let them be. To them, to be a good man means to be a stupid man. There is an old proverb in my country. A good man is a stupid man. And it has come true. When to be good means equals to be stupid, that means that the rotten rule. And the rotten people have been ruling these areas, at least these areas where I live and around them, for centuries and centuries. That's why we are the junkyard of the world. Because we know how to recognize a rotten man from miles and miles away. But we were forced to do this and that and that. Over here, the disbelief is the strongest in the world. But it won't be like that anymore. Somebody is coming. I won't say who, but from these areas. And you think for yourselves, smartasses of the whole world. None of the masters will ever help you again, because he won't be able to. And truly, a woman stepped on the snake, because the woman is the mother, and she doesn't give anymore. She won't listen to the man anymore. What will you do then? Who will you turn to? How much your science will be worth then? Let me tell you a story, people. The tree of knowledge. Adam and Eve were made, and they knew everything, just like God. They were at His image. That God said to Adam, on that day when you eat from this tree, blah, blah, blah. On that day. That means that day will come, because God knows everything. Then He created Eve. The snake offered her the apple, and Satan told the snake to give it to her, and she bit the apple. She had the right to make a choice. She gave the apple to Adam and he bit it too. And he made his choice. He blamed her. She blamed the snake. So for her, it's always the snake's fault, some kind of snake. And for him, it's always her fault, because she gives birth to the world. She gives birth. So what was made out of love has become the subject of punishment. And so it goes from one generation to another, to another, to another. He punishes her and she punishes her children. Because somebody said so. Somebody said something. Who? Whom will you listen to? Your parents, who have maybe half of the knowledge, or God, who has all knowledge? The one who ate from the tree is not certain whether he is good or bad. He had to start judging. Then he was judged. And so the human being started to believe that there is no freedom here. But that's not true. You do have freedom. But there are just certain laws here on earth. Laws of nature. So somebody got into his head that he will rule over her, and therefore with her children too. But her children are God's children, not hers. And God's children do what they want, not what you tell them to do. That's why it was necessary to put the crown of thorns on the head of the truth, to proclaim the truth as shameful. Because when the truth is shame, what is the truth then? What will I believe in then? If not in it, the truth. In shame. Then the human being is a shame. And he is the work of God. There's the real truth for you. The one who has lost the kingdom, he cannot go back into it. He who doesn't ask for the kingdom, he cannot see it coming. And they cause only two feelings within you: envy and guilt, so that he could be better than others. Then he transfers it to all the people. Envy, that you don't have enough, that you have to become this and that. Guilt, that you are stupid, that you are this and that, you are not capable of this, of that. Well, you are never this or that, so who are you then? And that's how people have been manipulated for centuries with. Yeah, people do it to each other too. So, as long as you are standing next to the tree of knowledge and you ask yourself, am I good or am I bad? The one on the tree is somewhere behind you laughing. But when there is no snake, who will carry his message then? The truth is within you, and it will stay that way, always. That's why God is very happy when the human being who is lost comes back to Him. It's been written, the love of father to a child that was lost and found himself again and came back to his father. It's a Jesus' story about a son who doesn't know what he's doing, but he thinks that he does good for himself. It's a story about a father who forgives, not punishes. It is a Jesus' story about the kingdom of God. Those who didn't understand the story, they should have been given an explanation, not punishment for that. With a punishment, you have shown whom you are listening to. And those who have corrected the Gospels, so people would be obedient to you, so that people would be left hungry and thirsty for love, to be left in guilt, envy, and suffering because of them. You did all that to my Father and to me, says Jesus. The charge goes by the soul, not by your houses, buildings, planes. It looks like on this planet, mercy is punishable. That's why you got merciless children. That's why you bow to the merciless masters, leaders, and only to them. You think they will lead you. Where? To another planet, where they find life. They will take themselves there, and they will leave you here on the rotten planet to work for them. That's their plan for humanity. Not for you to feel any better. There is only one solution for that. The great big planners like that should be left without workers. You are not the purpose of our lives. They should be left without obedience. They should be left to starve to death. 'Cause that's exactly the thing that they wished to us. They should be left without the land they live on. 'Cause that's exactly what they took away from us. Pay the racket or die for centuries, like the real mafia. So let's change the roles. Let's switch the roles. Now you will see how much I know and my Father knows, and how much you know. Now you will see what is existence that you try to destroy because of your small, little, lousy ego. And I was supposed to listen to you and everybody. But God doesn't want to. And God is a soul, and soul is almighty, just like He is. The one who doesn't have it, he's envious and causes envy because he doesn't have. He causes it within people too, the feeling that you don't have something. I'm not to your image. People only have to remember at whose image they are. And they have to be aware of their intentions. What is the intention you are doing something for? Is it a good intention or bad intention? And it's important for people not to trouble yourself with the question, am I good or am I bad all the time? Because that's when you open yourself for judgment. You judge, they judge, everybody judges you, you judge everybody. And that's the wheel you have to get out from. So therefore, when you are spotless, you come and then criticize me. But you won't do that. The perfect one doesn't do that because he is perfect.